Hi. So, not actually had a wash or anything yet, but I feel really compelled this morning to do this. I was watching. I don't know if any of you follow any kind of mum blogs type thing. I do. I enjoy watching them. I find them funny. I follow Knee Deep in Life, Part Time Working Mummy, Totes Inappropriate, who, as you know, has been really vocal about it on her page that she has worked with me as a coach. And would I do one of those blogs? No. Why? Because I'm not as funny as they are. And I would be scared to show myself as so vulnerable, even though I do as a therapist, as a coach, show my vulnerabilities because I share, I've been through severe anxiety, etc., etc. But some of the stuff that they share is another level in terms of showing their whole family, and a lot of it's in jest. Some of it will be exaggerated. Like some people, I know that in the past, for example, on someone like Totes' page, people have said she drinks too much because she puts, posts on about having a glass of wine. Doesn't mean she's actually sat having wine every single night. Like they don't get the element that some of it will be slightly exaggerated and actually, it's none of their business kind of thing. And it seems to have all exploded at the moment with me watching Follow It. And it's kind of working as a professional that works with people in mental health every single day. It really pisses me off that people can be so vile and so nasty about other people that they don't know, just because they don't like what they write. And I do get people trolling me very occasionally. I only have a tiny little following, and I'm okay with that because I wouldn't want to be dealing with this crap every single day, but actually nobody should be dealing with it. And, people create sites. I know, again, a while ago, one was created around Totes, and there was like, I don't know what you call it, like a parody blog where they would write really nasty, vicious things about her. And actually, I've met her a few times. She's a lovely woman. And I'm sure these other ladies that, I haven't met these people personally. I follow them. They just seem like really down to earth, fun people who are, good for a laugh. And yet people think that it's okay. Some of the posts and the comments that are being put on websites and things about these women and their children, and almost like things as far as wishing people dead and children, and it's just utterly disgusting. And I suppose one of the things that I want to say is, if you're a type of person that gets rubbed up the wrong way by other people like that, hi Donna, do yourself a favour and just unfollow. Please don't ever become the person who thinks it's okay to discuss along with other people and say nasty and vicious things. And, people might say things like, well, she irritates me, or she gets on my nerves, or she shouldn't be doing it, or I'm worried about her children, or this, that and the other. All these things that they come up with based on totally loads of made up shit and loads of assumptions that they're making about someone based on small snippets of their life on social media. That is not about them. And I'm sorry, and you might not like this, and I might get a bit of a backlash for this, but it's not about them. They are not making you angry. They are not making you write those posts. The only person deciding to make those posts, to write those vile comments, is you. And the only person responsible for those is you. And doing what I do as a job, I know that you've got to be pretty unhappy in some element of your life if you are allowing your thoughts about another person to take you to that next level, rather than just, you're allowed to have thoughts that you don't like people. You're allowed to think that person's an idiot, or they're stupid, or they shouldn't be doing that. I will admit that some of the stuff I've seen, and I'm sure she wouldn't mind me saying it, with Knee Deep in Life, I'm like, how can she do that? Like, I love it and it's hilarious, but I just wouldn't have the balls to do it. That's okay. That doesn't mean then I have strong feelings towards her that she shouldn't be doing it. And let's just say I did, which I don't. Let's just say I did. Then that's my shit, and that's for me to deal with, and that's for me to just stop watching and following. I wouldn't keep watching and keep exploring and get myself so wound up that I then felt that it was appropriate for me to say nasty and vicious things about people. It's so wrong. And, it's the same simple misunderstanding that people have in terms of things like anxiety, that, this person's making me anxious, or this place is making me anxious, or, she shouldn't be doing that. I'm writing these comments because, she shouldn't be doing that. No, it doesn't work like that. It's not outside in. It's not, people don't make you do things. The only person making anybody write a vile comment or a nasty, vicious comment to upset someone so much is you. Nobody else. I don't care even if your life is hard, if your life is difficult. You know, life is crap at times. Life is shit at times. Sometimes we can compare ourselves to others, which, by the way, just gives you total and utter misery, because, you know, you don't need to compare yourself to others. And if you're looking at people and you feel something about what they have and you don't have, then focusing on being nasty and vile to them is not going to get you where you want to be. You have to look internally and you have to wonder why you would do that, why you would think it's okay to comment. And it absolutely amazes me. It amazes me. And, you know, I'm forever, again, in my line of work, I hear all the time about young people, and parents will say to me, oh, I don't think social media helps. I don't think them being online all the time helps their mental health. And I disagree, because social media, I see social media and I see things like this work really well with children in terms of they're being able to socialise more, they can access each other more in a positive way, they seem to develop friendships much quicker because they spend more time together. All of that stuff can be really positive. You know, the world is a smaller place, that's great. The only time it's not positive is when people are nasty and vile to each other, which they can do face to face or online. And so again, we can't blame this society and the way social media is for a number of people who think it's okay to treat other people in that horrible, hideous way. And so I just wanted to say, if anyone's seen it, or, you know, don't get involved in any of it. And, you know, it's important to know that it's not about the people posting the stuff online. It's not about the people doing the videos to make people laugh. That's their choice. If they want to show some vulnerability, they're allowed to do that. They feel okay to do that. They're allowed to do that. It's nobody else's business. And, you know, the only people to blame for those vile comments is the people writing them, nobody else. And I just really wanted to share that, because I just, you know, I hope that one of them will see this. I hope that they will sit and think, actually, I know it's upsetting, and I know that you're going to feel really shit about it because you've got lots of thoughts, probably trying to figure out why they would say these things, why they would do this thing. But all I can say is that will again cause you more distress. You will never ever, for the life of you, figure out why those people think that that's okay. Probably they don't even know. And if we were looking at them from a compassionate place, there's something seriously lacking in people's lives that think it's okay to post stuff like that. And so there's no point in us trying to understand it. Yes, do what you need to do to put your boundaries in place, to block, to report, whatever it is you need to do. But don't try figuring out why and why you, because it's not about you, actually. It's totally and utterly about them and their shit. And hopefully one day they will sort that out so that they don't inflict misery on other people. And yeah, so please, let's just be nice to each other. Social media is fantastic. I reach so many people. I get messages every week, people telling me that their lives are changing just because of a few videos or some work that we do. And you know what? That's amazing. Let's not shower this whole social media stuff with saying it's terrible and it's awful. The only thing that's awful is individual people who believe it's okay to say nasty, vile things about other people. If you don't like them, that's fine. You're allowed to dislike people. I dislike people, but that's not about them. That's about me. It's okay to not like people. It's okay to not click with people. It's okay to not find things funny that others find funny. We're all different. We're all unique. That's what makes life so interesting. But keep your own shit to yourself, please. It's not fair and it's not nice. And then mental health gets blamed on all of this stuff, and it's not about that, okay? They need to sort their own shit out. Let's have a look. So recently followed a lady on Insta that's had horrendous things said to her, to the point where they've measured her vile things and even discussed her on site. Oh yeah, it's probably the same that I've seen. I just can't understand how people can be so cruel to others, and until recently have been being brought down by the slightest bad word from others, to the point that I've had episodes of severe depression. I joined this live late, so I hope I'm getting the gist here. Yeah, you are, absolutely. And Sarah, watch some of my other videos on my page, because again, it's about understanding that it's hard when we see things like this and we want to, and I get, and these ladies that, you know, are doing nothing but a good job on their pages, and it's funny, and it's, you know, I don't even have small children at the moment. My daughter's 12, but I still enjoy watching their things about their small children because it makes me laugh, and I find it funny, and I do have kind of quite a dark sense of humour at times, and you know, they're not harming anyone, and I really enjoy watching. And I think, you know, but when you start to see these vile things that people put, and it must be very difficult for them not to look through and go through them all, but that just again causes more distress. And the best thing to do is to do what needs to be done in terms of block and get rid of it. It's the same for face to face in your life. If you've got someone that every time you're around is nasty and vile to you, get them out of your life. You don't need things like that. You don't need to be around people who are toxic. Now, it is more difficult online, and hopefully things will change. And I believe that things will change for the better. And I think we are still learning in terms of social media and what people get away with. It will change. It will become more stringent. But until then, it's important. It's just understanding that it's not about you. It's not about your stuff. It's not actually even, in a strange sort of a way, it's not even a criticism of you. It's all about them. It's their shit. They're projecting their shit onto you. They're projecting their assumptions onto you about what they believe you to be, what they believe you shouldn't be doing. Nothing to do. So in a way, I know it's really difficult, and again, I've never had anything like that because it's a different type of page, man. But I have had people telling me I don't know what I'm talking about and that I'm full of shit. And I don't even get slightly riled by that now, because I just simply see that that's nothing to do with me. But I get when it's thrown at you and it's excessive, it's hard to just let that go. So, you know, and I get that it's not always quite that easy, but it is about them. The people writing the vile comments is totally and utterly about them. So yeah, so let's just, us people that do refrain from being nasty to people, even if we don't like them, and those that use social media for good, let's just keep doing that, because it's not all bad. And you know, I think these people, the ladies that are doing these blogs, will look back in the future and not see good out of it, because there's no good out of it, but we'll see that it's got them to where they were meant to be. And you know, those people writing the vile comments will have not really moved any further forward in life, because they're too busy creating shitstorms that don't need to happen. Okay, take care everyone. Bye for now.